There's a moment that changes everything. A moment when something clicks inside you and you finally truly internalize that reality is powerless. Not just understand it intellectually, not just agree with it in theory, but actually internalize it where it becomes the foundation of how you operate, how you think, how you move through the world. And when that happens, everything shifts. See, most people go through life on a roller coaster, assigning meaning to everything that happens. They think reality is happening to them, that circumstances have power over them, that what they see on the outside determines what they experience on the inside. But that's backwards. That's the illusion that keeps people trapped. Reality isn't powerful. Reality has never been powerful. It's just a projection. And once you internalize this, not just know it, but live it, you become unstoppable. Let me show you what I mean. Before we go any further, you need to understand the basis of how reality actually works. Because once you see this clearly, you'll never look at your circumstances the same way again. Everything comes from you. All is you. You are all. You're not just a part of this reality. You're the source of everything you experience. Now, how the all manifests, what you're creating, the specific form it takes, the timing, the exact details, that's not your concern. That's handled automatically. What you should be concerned with is the message you're sending out for manifestation. Because here's the critical part. All the all creates is what you send to it. Nothing else, not what you want, not what you hope for, but what you're actually transmitting through your energy. And this is why reality is powerless. Because reality is just the output. It's the screen showing what's in the projector. And you control what's in the projector. You create everything you experience. Not sometimes, not just the good stuff, everything. And you create through your energy, which is made up of your thoughts, your focus, your perception, and the emotion that charges all of it. Your thoughts are that constant stream of internal dialogue. Your focus is where you direct that attention. Your perception is how you interpret what you see. And emotion is what impresses all of this onto your subconscious mind. And your subconscious, that's the projector. Whatever is impressed upon it must be projected out into your reality. It's mechanical. It's automatic. It has no choice. So, here's what shifts when you internalize that reality is powerless. You realize that all of reality, everything you're currently experiencing, is just something you previously impressed upon your subconscious. It's literally something you created in the past that's playing out now. Reality is your product. Your internals created your externals, which means reality has no power to do anything except reflect back what you put into the projector. Think about that. Your circumstances can't stop you. Your bank account can't limit you. Your past can't define you. Other people can't control you. Why? Because none of those things are the source. They're the projection. They're the result. They're powerless. Most people look at reality and think this is what I have to work with. These are my limitations. This is what's possible for me. But when you internalize that reality is powerless, you see it completely differently. You see it as old data, as yesterday's energy made visible, as feedback, not fact. You stop giving it authority over you. You stop letting it dictate your internal state. You stop making it mean something about what you can or can't create. Because if reality was created by your old energy, then new energy creates new reality. Simple as that. Once you realize this, you're able to focus on the root of whatever you're trying to transform. You stop trying to fix the projection and start changing what's in the projector. Let's say you're trying to alchemize your financial situation. You want to go from broke to abundant. Most people focus on the reality. I need to make more money. I need to find a better job. I need to cut expenses. I need to work harder. They're trying to change the screen. They're giving reality power by treating it as the thing that needs to change. But when you internalize that reality is powerless, you do something different. You check the energy you're emitting toward money. What thoughts run through your mind about money? Where's your focus when it comes to finances, on lack or abundance? How do you perceive wealth as difficult to attain or natural to have? What emotion charges all of this? Fear, stress, desperation, or ease and certainty? That energy is the root. That's what's in the projector. And when you align that energy with already having what you want, reality has no choice but to reflect it back. You literally start moving like someone who already has it. Your energy is aligned with having it. Even if your current circumstances seem to contradict it, because remember, your current circumstances are powerless. They're just old projections. They're yesterday's energy made visible. They have no authority to determine what comes next. The only thing that determines what comes next is the energy you're carrying right now. So, what happens when you actually internalize this? What does it look like when you truly realize reality is powerless? You stop reacting to circumstances. Someone else might see their bank account and panic. You see your bank account and recognize it as old data that's about to change because you've changed your energy. Someone else might see a closed door and think, I guess it's not meant to be. You see a closed door and recognize it as the old reality catching up to your new energy, and you keep moving from the state of already having what you want. Someone else might look at their current job and feel trapped. You look at your current job and recognize it as a projection of old energy while simultaneously aligning with the energy of your desired career. You don't pedestalize reality. You don't give it power by fighting against it or being intimidated by it. You don't worry about it. You attack the root cause, which is always energy. Always. And by carrying the perfect energy of having what you want, by being that version of you, regardless of what the screen shows, you're doing the best job possible. You're not in denial. You're not pretending. You're just refusing to give the powerless projection any authority over the powerful projector. This is what liberation actually is. Not some spiritual bypassing, not toxic positivity, but the genuine realization that reality has no power over you because reality is coming from you. You stop being a victim to circumstances. You stop waiting for permission from the outside world. You stop letting what you see dictate what you believe is possible. Instead, you realize, oh, reality is just showing me what I already created. It's feedback. And if I don't like what I'm seeing, I don't need to fight it or fix it or force it. I just need to change the energy and the reality will follow. This is why people who truly get this seem to move through life differently. They don't seem affected by circumstances the way others are. They don't panic when things look bad. They don't get cocky when things look good because they know reality is powerless. They know it's just a projection that's always catching up to their current energy. Though they focus on the only thing that matters. The energy they're carrying, the thoughts they're thinking, the focus they're maintaining, the perception they're holding, the emotion that charges it all. That's the game. That's the only game. When you finally internalize that reality is powerless, you stop giving your current circumstances so much weight. You stop making them mean something about who you are or what's possible. You see them for what they are, old projections, results of old energy, feedback from the past. And you redirect all that power you were giving to reality back to where it belongs, to your internal state, to your energy, to the source. You realize that trying to change your life by manipulating circumstances is like trying to change a movie by rearranging the images on the screen. It doesn't work because you're not addressing the source. The source is always internal. The projector is always your subconscious. The film is always your energy. Change the film and the movie changes automatically. The screen has no say in the matter. Reality has no power to resist. This is what people miss when they're struggling to create change. They're still giving reality power. They're still treating it like it's the boss. They're still operating as if circumstances have the final say. But they don't. They never did. So here's what I want you to take from this. Stop looking at reality like it's some fixed powerful thing you have to overcome. It's not. It's powerless. It's just a reflection, a projection, an echo of energy you already sent out. Which means you don't have to fight it. You don't have to force it. You don't have to stress about it. You just have to change your energy. Change what you're impressing on your subconscious. Change the thoughts, the focus, the perception, the emotion. Move as the version of you who already has what you want. Be that person now, regardless of what the powerless projection is currently showing. Do that and reality will have no choice but to rearrange itself to match. Not because you're forcing it, but because that's how the mechanics work. The projector determines the projection. The source determines the experience. You determine reality. Once you internalize this, truly internalize it, everything changes because you finally realize reality was never the obstacle. You were just giving it power it never had. And now you're taking that power back.